Number 1. The Range Rover Velar SV Edition 1 produces 542 horsepower while maintaining the aerodynamic efficiency of a fighter jet, proving luxury and performance can coexist without compromise. Let's kick this off with Range Rover's middle finger to physics, the Velar SV Edition 1. This isn't just an SUV. It's what happens when British engineering meets unlimited budget and a healthy disrespect for the laws of nature. 542 horsepower. Let that sink in. That's not a typo, that's not marketing fluff, that's more power than most supercars were producing 5 years ago, wrapped in a package that can haul your kids to soccer practice and outrun their disappointment in your life choices. But here's where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean, how did they even do this? The Velar SV maintains an aerodynamic coefficient that would make a Formula One engineer weep with envy. We're talking about a vehicle that cuts through air like a hot knife through butter, except the butter costs $120,000 and comes with heated and cooled cup holders. The design language here is pure minimalism meets maximalism. If that sounds like a contradiction, congratulations, you understand modern luxury design. Clean lines that look like they were drawn by someone who's never heard the word compromise, combined with enough technology to make NASA jealous. Transition hook. But if you think Range Rover went overboard, wait until you see what BMW did when they apparently fired their entire design committee and hired architects from the year 2040. Number 2. BMW iX M60. BMW's iX M60 generates 610 horsepower from dual electric motors, while its kidney grille is 40% larger than previous models, making it simultaneously the most powerful and most controversial BMW ever built. BMW's iX M60 is what happens when someone asks, what if we made an SUV that looks like it's perpetually surprised to exist? And honestly, I'm here for it. 610 horsepower from electric motors. 610! That's not just fast, that's your morning commute just became a theme park ride fast. This thing hits 60 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds, which means it's quicker than your excuses for being late to work. But let's address the elephant, or should I say kidney, in the room. That grille, that magnificent, polarizing, conversation-starting grille that's 40% larger than anything BMW has ever dared to put on a production vehicle. It's like BMW's design team woke up one day and said, you know what? Let's make sure people have feelings about our cars. Love it or hate it, and trust me, you will have an opinion. This grille serves a purpose, beyond just making your neighbor's Audi look modest. It houses advanced sensors, cooling systems, and enough technology to make your smartphone feel inadequate about its life choices. The interior? It's like sitting inside a spaceship that has really good taste. We're talking about a 12.3-inch information display paired with a 14.9-inch control display. Because apparently BMW believes that if you're gonna overwhelm someone with screens, you might as well do it properly. Speaking of doing things properly, Genesis took one look at everyone else's homework and said, hold my champagne flute. Number 3. Genesis GV70 Electrified. The Genesis GV70 Electrified achieves a perfect 50-50 weight distribution despite housing a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack, demonstrating Korean engineering's obsession with automotive harmony. Genesis, the luxury brand that nobody saw coming but everybody should have been watching, just dropped the GV70 Electrified, and it's basically their way of saying, we've been taking notes and class is in session. Perfect 50-50 weight distribution with a massive battery pack. Do you understand how difficult that is? That's like being a juggler who's also doing calculus while riding a unicycle. Technically possible, but requiring a level of precision that borders on obsessive. Korean engineering has always been about harmony, not the singing kind, though I'm sure they could make the engine do that too, but the kind where every component works in perfect synchronization. The GV70 Electrified is the automotive equivalent of a Swiss watch, if Swiss watches could do 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds and carry your groceries. The design is what happens when minimalist aesthetics meet maximum functionality. Clean lines, purposeful curves, and enough presence to make other luxury SUVs question their life choices. This isn't just transportation, it's a statement piece that happens to have 4 wheels and a really good sound system. But here's what really sets it apart: the attention to detail that makes you wonder if Genesis has a secret army of perfectionist engineers who refuse to go home until everything is exactly right. From the way the door handles integrate into the bodywork to how the charging port is hidden like automotive origami, every element serves both form and function. Number 4. Cadillac Escalade-V. Cadillac's Escalade-V houses a 682 horsepower supercharged V8 engine in a vehicle weighing over 6,000 pounds, creating a power-to-weight ratio that defies both logic and fuel economy standards. The Cadillac Escalade-V is what happens when someone at GM says, "You know what this 6,000-pound luxury bus needs? All the horsepower." And honestly, they weren't wrong. 682 horsepower from a supercharged V8 in something the size of a small apartment building. This is American engineering at its most beautifully excessive, like deep frying a cheeseburger and then putting it on a pizza, because sometimes more is more, and sometimes more is exactly what your soul needs. But here's where it gets interesting, and by interesting I mean completely bonkers. This thing weighs over 6,000 pounds. That's 3 full-size sedans worth of weight, powered by an engine that produces more horsepower than most sports cars. The power-to-weight ratio should be terrible, but somehow Cadillac made physics bend to their will through sheer American audacity. The design is pure intimidation wrapped in luxury. It's what a mob boss would drive if mob bosses had really good taste and unlimited budgets. The front grille alone is larger than some European hatchbacks, and the presence this thing commands is less "arrived at the party" and more "the party has been relocated to wherever this vehicle is parked." Interior? It's like sitting inside a first-class airline cabin that someone forgot to attach to an airplane. Massage seats, individual climate zones, enough screens to run a small television station, and sound deadening so effective you could hold a rock concert in the cargo area and still conduct business calls in the front seat. But if Cadillac is America flexing its muscles, wait until you see what happens when Italian passion meets German precision in the most unlikely partnership since pineapple met pizza. Number 5. Lamborghini Urus SE. The Lamborghini Urus SE combines a twin-turbo V8 with electric assistance to produce 789 horsepower, making it the most powerful SUV in Lamborghini's history and capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds. The Lamborghini Urus SE is what happens when someone asks, "What if we made an SUV that could outrun a midlife crisis?" Spoiler alert, they succeeded. "789 horsepower. 789. That's not just a number. That's a declaration of war against every speed limit sign in existence. This hybrid powertrain, yes, it's a hybrid, because even Lamborghini acknowledges that the future is electric but refuses to do it quietly, combines a twin-turbo V8 with electric assistance to create something that's part SUV, part rocket ship, and entirely unreasonable. 3.4 seconds to 60 miles per hour in an SUV. That seats 5 people and can carry luggage. This is what happens when Italian passion meets hybrid technology and decides that compromise is for people who don't understand the meaning of bravissimo. The design is pure Lamborghini DNA stretched over SUV proportions, angular lines that look like they were drawn by someone who's never heard of wind resistance, a stance that suggests this vehicle is perpetually ready to pounce, and enough visual aggression to make other cars pull over just from the rearview mirror intimidation. But here's what makes this truly special. It's not just fast in a straight line. The Urus SE can corner like it's forgotten it weighs over 5,000 pounds thanks to active aerodynamics, torque vectoring, and suspension technology that would make a Formula One team jealous. This is an SUV that can take your kids to school, haul your boat to the marina, and then embarrass sports cars at the track, possibly on the same day. Now, while Lamborghini was busy making everyone else's performance SUVs look pedestrian, Porsche was quietly working in their laboratory, creating something that would make Tesla drivers suddenly very interested in gasoline engines. Number 6. Porsche's Cayenne Turbo E-Hybrid. Porsche's Cayenne Turbo E-Hybrid delivers 729 horsepower through its advanced hybrid system while maintaining the ability to tow 7,700 pounds, proving that environmental consciousness and towing capacity aren't mutually exclusive. The Porsche Cayenne Turbo E-Hybrid is what happens when German engineering meets environmental responsibility and refuses to sacrifice performance in the name of saving the planet. It's like having more cake, eating it too, and then towing a trailer full of more cake. 729 horsepower from a hybrid system that somehow manages to be both incredibly efficient and absolutely bonkers. This isn't your neighbor's Prius. This is what happens when Porsche's engineers are given unlimited coffee, unlimited budget, and told that impossible isn't in the German dictionary. But here's where it gets really impressive. 7,700 pounds of towing capacity. That's not just we can pull a small boat capability, that's we can relocate your neighbor's house power. This SUV can tow a full-size travel trailer to your vacation destination, arrive before your gas-powered buddies who left an hour earlier, and still have enough battery charge to run your campsite's electricity for the weekend. The design is pure Porsche evolution. Take everything you know about Cayenne proportions and dial it up to 11. The lines are sharper, the stance is more aggressive, and the overall presence suggests this vehicle is always 3 seconds away from doing something that would make your insurance agent very nervous. Interior technology reaches levels that make smartphones feel obsolete. We're talking about systems that can predict your driving patterns, adjust suspension settings before you encounter different road surfaces, and probably judge your music choices while they're at it. Speaking of judging choices, Mercedes-Benz took one look at everyone else's electric efforts and said, "That's cute, but watch this." Number 7. Mercedes-AMG EQS SUV 63S. 7. The Mercedes-AMG EQS SUV 63S generates 751 horsepower from its dual-motor electric drivetrain while offering a range of up to 305 miles, establishing it as the longest-range high-performance electric SUV currently available. The Mercedes-AMG EQS SUV 63S is what happens when Mercedes decides that electric vehicles don't have to choose between being fast and going far. It's like they looked at the laws of physics and said, "We're from Stuttgart, we don't recognize your authority." 751 horsepower from electric motors. That's more power than most AMG vehicles from just 5 years ago, delivered with the kind of instant torque that makes gasoline engines seem quaint, like handwriting letters or knowing how to use a rotary phone. But here's where Mercedes shows off. 305 miles of range while producing 751 horsepower. Do you understand the engineering wizardry required to make those two numbers coexist? It's like being able to eat pizza every day and still fitting into your jeans from high school. Technically possible, but requiring levels of optimization that border on miraculous. The design language is pure electric luxury, clean, purposeful lines that whisper, "I'm from the future," rather than screaming it like some manufacturers who shall remain nameless but rhyme with schmesla. This is what happens when a century of automotive refinement meets cutting-edge electric technology and refuses to compromise on either elegance or performance. The interior is a showcase of what luxury means in the electric age. Sustainable materials that somehow manage to feel more premium than traditional leather. screens that seamlessly integrate into surfaces, and sound systems that can reproduce audio with such clarity that you'll rediscover albums you thought you knew. Now, while Mercedes was perfecting electric luxury, Audi was busy in their secret laboratory, creating something that would make sci-fi movie prop designers feel inadequate about their creativity. Number 8. Audi Q6 E-tron. Audi's Q6 E-tron features the brand's new premium platform electric (PPE) architecture with 800-volt charging capability, allowing 10 to 80% battery charging in just 21 minutes at optimal conditions. The Audi Q6 E-tron is what happens when Audi's engineers get tired of waiting for charging stations and decide to reinvent the entire concept of electric refueling. It's like they looked at current charging times and said, "Hold our German beer." High-tech charging sound? 21 minutes. 21 minutes to go from 10% to 80% battery capacity. That's barely enough time to grab a coffee, question your life choices, and scroll through 3 TikTok videos before your SUV is ready for another 300 miles of making gasoline vehicles look like vintage collectibles. This isn't just fast charging, it's charging so fast it makes your smartphone jealous territory. The 800-volt architecture isn't just a number they slapped on for marketing purposes, it's a fundamental reimagining of how electric vehicles interact with energy infrastructure. This is the difference between filling a bathtub with a garden hose versus opening a fire hydrant. The design is pure Audi evolution. Take everything you love about their design language and project it 5 years into the future. Sharp lines, purposeful surfaces, and enough presence to make other luxury SUVs consider updating their LinkedIn profiles because the competition just got serious. But here's what really sets the Q6 apart. It's not just fast to charge, it's smart about when and how it charges. The vehicle can precondition its battery while you're driving to the charging station, communicate with the charging infrastructure to optimize power delivery, and probably send your spouse a text when it's ready to go. Transition hook. Now, if Audi is revolutionizing charging, Tesla decided to revolutionize everything else, including the very definition of what an SUV can look like. Number 9. Tesla Model X Plaid. 9. Tesla's Model X Plaid accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds while maintaining falcon wing doors and seating for up to 7 passengers, making it the fastest accelerating SUV with unconventional door systems ever produced. The Tesla Model X Plaid is what happens when someone asks, what if we made an SUV that could beat supercars in a drag race while also being able to park in spaces that would make a contortionist nervous? Tesla's answer? Hold our sustainable energy drinks. 2.5 seconds to 60 miles per hour. 2.5. That's not just fast, that's your passengers will experience time dilation fast. This is an SUV that can seat 7 people and their luggage, then proceed to embarrass sports cars that cost twice as much and carry half as many people. It's like bringing a rocket launcher to a pillow fight, if rocket launchers could also haul your camping gear. But let's talk about those doors. The falcon wing doors that make every other SUV's door system look like it was designed by someone who's never seen a bird or understood the concept of making an entrance. These aren't just for show, they're functional art pieces that can open in spaces where conventional doors would require a crane and 3 permits from the city. The interior is pure Tesla minimalism taken to its logical extreme. A 17-inch touchscreen that controls everything from the air conditioning to your existential crisis, seats that can massage away the stress of accidentally accelerating too hard at a stoplight, and enough technology to make mission control feel outdated. 7 passengers, all-wheel drive, enough cargo space for a small apartment's worth of belongings, and acceleration that defies everything you thought you knew about the relationship between size and speed. This isn't just an SUV, it's a statement that the future arrived early and brought friends. But if Tesla is pushing the boundaries of performance, Rivian decided to push the boundaries of what an electric SUV can do when the pavement ends and the adventure begins. Number 10. Rivian R1S. Number 10. Rivian's R1S can wade through 3.3 feet of water while maintaining full electric drivetrain functionality, featuring an independent air suspension system that provides up to 14.9 inches of ground clearance for serious off-road capability. The Rivian R1S is what happens when someone asks, what if we made an electric SUV that could survive the apocalypse while still getting 3 miles per kWh? Rivian's response was apparently, challenge accepted, and we'll make it look good doing it. 3.3 feet of water. 3.3 feet. That's deeper than most people's swimming pool's shallow end, and this SUV can drive through it like it's a slightly aggressive puddle, while maintaining full electric functionality. Most electric vehicles treat water like vampires treat sunlight, but the R1S just shrugs and keeps going. 14.9 inches of ground clearance when the air suspension is fully extended. That's more clearance than some military vehicles, packaged in something that can also handle the school pickup line without making the other parents question your life choices. This is serious, I'm taking the long way home through the Rocky Mountains capability. The design is purpose-built adventure luxury. Clean lines that suggest capability rather than just looking capable. LED light bars that could probably be seen from the International Space Station, and an overall presence that says, I can take you anywhere, and will arrive with enough battery charge to run base camp for the weekend. But here's what makes the R1S truly special. It's not just about going places other vehicles can't go. It's about doing it in comfort, style, and complete silence. Imagine approaching wildlife while making absolutely no noise, or pulling up to your remote camping spot without waking anyone within a 5-mile radius. Number 11. Lucid Gravity. The Lucid Gravity achieves an estimated 440-mile range while housing a third row of seats, establishing it as the longest-range 3-row electric SUV and proving that luxury, space, and efficiency can coexist in perfect harmony. The Lucid Gravity is what happens when someone takes everything they learned about making the world's most efficient luxury sedan and says, now let's make it bigger, more practical, and somehow even more impressive. It's like they looked at the laws of aerodynamics and whispered, we need to talk. 440 miles of range with 3 rows of seats. 440 miles. That's not just impressive. That's driving from Los Angeles to San Francisco with range to spare impressive. This SUV can haul 7 people and their luggage further than most gasoline SUVs can go on a single tank, all while producing 0 emissions and looking like it was designed by architects from the future. The third row isn't an afterthought crammed into leftover space, it's actual adult-sized seating in a vehicle that still manages to slip through air like it's apologizing for taking up space. The efficiency numbers here don't just set records, they rewrite the textbook on what's possible when you combine advanced aerodynamics, cutting-edge battery technology, and a refusal to accept that bigger has to mean less efficient. The design language is pure Lucid DNA scaled up. Glass roof that makes the interior feel like a luxury conservatory, proportions that manage to be both imposing and elegant, and enough visual sophistication to make other luxury SUVs consider hiring better designers. Interior space utilization reaches levels that would make Japanese efficiency experts take notes. Every cubic inch serves a purpose, every surface combines beauty with functionality, and the overall experience suggests that the future of family transportation involves a lot more glass, a lot more silence, and significantly better views. So there you have it, 11 vehicles that prove we're living in the future, whether we're ready for it or not. From Range Rover's British refinement meets unlimited horsepower, to Lucid's physics-defying efficiency wrapped in luxury, to Rivian's let's drive through a small lake approach to adventure, these SUVs aren't just transportation, they're rolling statements about where automotive technology is heading. But here's what really blows my mind. We just covered vehicles producing anywhere from 540 to nearly 800 horsepower, achieving 0 to 60 times that were supercar territory just a decade ago, offering ranges that make road trips genuinely practical, and doing it all while looking like they were designed by teams who've never heard the word compromise. The future isn't coming, it's here. It's got all-wheel drive, and it can probably tow your house while streaming Netflix in 4K for the passengers in the back. Now, I need to know, which one of these future mobiles caught your attention? Are you team electric silent death from companies like Tesla and Lucid? Team hybrid insanity from Porsche and Lamborghini? Or are you firmly in the give me 682 horsepower and all the sound effects camp with that Escalade-V? Drop a comment below with your pick, and more importantly, tell me why. Are you choosing with your head, your heart, or your complete disregard for monthly payment calculations? And if you made it this far without falling asleep or questioning my sanity, smash that like button. Subscribe for more automotive deep dives that will make you dangerous at dinner parties, and ring that notification bell because trust me, the automotive industry is moving so fast right now that by next week someone will probably announce an SUV that can achieve orbit. Oh, and share this with that friend who's still driving something from 2015 and thinks heated seats are high technology. They need to see what they're missing, and you need to be the person who opened their eyes to the reality that we are apparently living in a science fiction movie, and the vehicles are the best part. Until next time, keep your batteries charged, your gas tanks full, and your minds open to the possibility that the future of transportation is going to be way more interesting than any of us expected.